Hey there! In this video, I'm going to be talking about blending shadows. Now, I use SeneGence Shadow Sense because one, it's semi-permanent, and two, it has an anti-aging agent in it called Cineplex. So I want to be able to get all the anti-aging on my face that I possibly can. So with that being said, it is semi-permanent, it is water resistant, and it is cream to powder. So the manipulation of the Shadow Sense is a little bit different than powder products. So in this video, I'm going to be giving some tips. I'm going to show you how I apply the shadow and why, and then hopefully it will encourage you and help you in your shadow blending. You can take a lot of these tips with other products as well, but this is for Shadow Sense specifically. Okay, so the first thing that I like to do is I like to take our Candlelight Shadow Sense. Candlelight, I like to use it as a base. Now, I get a lot of questions, why in the world would you put on a base if you're just gonna cover it anyway? Well, as you can see some veins on my eyes, and my lid is darker than my brow bone. So what I want to do is I want to create an even surface on my lid. So I just like to put it all over my lid. Now, there's a misconception that once a semi-permanent makeup dries, or once it turns from cream to powder, that it's not able to be manipulated or blended anymore. That is a misconception. You can absolutely still blend after it has dried. I also get a lot of questions because the Candlelight does have a yellow undertone for warmer skin tones. So sometimes it can look more orange or yellow on a lighter complected or cool toned person. The reason I don't just switch it for a cool toned color like Sandstone Pearl is because the Candlelight has more coverage. So what I would do is I would just add a dab of the Sandstone Pearl to the Candlelight, neutralizing the yellow, but still getting the coverage of the Candlelight. So that's just a little tip on the reasons why I love Candlelight so much and why I use it for everybody, and the ways you can use it for everybody even if it kind of turns yellow on a cool tone person. There are ways that you can neutralize that. Okay, so the next thing that I want to show you is I want to show you on how to use a darker color, and I'm going to show a technique that is really great for beginners. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take Mocha Java. Mocha Java is a taupe brown. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here in the corner and in my crease. Okay, now once you have the lighter color that you want in the place that you want it, is now I'm going to encourage you to kind of color in the lines. So this is really great for a beginner. I've set it with a lighter color, so now if you're afraid of using our darker colors like denim, onyx, garnet, just the darker pigmented colors, you don't have to be afraid of that. Just use a lighter color, put it where you would want it, and then put the dark on top of it. Now, as you get more comfortable with more pigmented colors, you won't have to do that anymore, but this is for a little tip for a beginner. Another little tip that I want to show you is if you take garnet, and sometimes people say, well, I blend so much that it comes out to like my temple. Now, I'm going to show you the triangle trick. So after you've done the lighter brown and you want to blend it within the lines, another way to keep it within the lines is the triangle trick. So once you've placed the color at the corner of the eye, one above and one below, you take a brush and you blend it in. This kind of gives you a guide on where to stop the darker color. And it helps you blending in to not come too far out. And you just keep adding until you get the darkness that you want. Now, of course, this is semi-permanent makeup, okay? So the process is a little different than a powder product that washes off easily. Okay, another tip, and I get this a lot, is, you know, I blend so much that the color doesn't stay. Well, one, you're probably pressing too hard, and two, try stippling our products rather than rubbing so hard. So if you can see, stippling, I'm patting on the color, making it darker, rather than doing the wiping. And again, you can do the wiping motion, but if you're pressing too hard, it's gonna wipe the color away because it is a creamed powder. So the cream, if you're wiping, it's not gonna give, one, an even application, and two, it's gonna take some of the pigment away from the color. So doing the stippling motion helps in that. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you one last trick, okay? And this is a simple trick, but it's so effective, okay? And you can do this with any color. I'm just using browns today to give a nice example, but I like to personally use the Sigma Powder Sweep brush, okay? And what I do is, if I'm going to add, let's do rose gold, because I love the rose gold. Now what you can do is you can pat it on, okay? Now, as you can see that there is a harsh line here, okay? The transition. Take a clean, fluffy brush and swipe over the transition line. Look at that. Now it's completely blended. Okay, you can use this technique with any color, okay, and at any point transition. So even if you feel like it's a little too dark here, you can go over with the clean fluffy brush, kind of lightening that transition from the dark to the highlight. Okay, and you can also use your foundation brush, and this is another nice little tip, and you can use the side of it and roll it, and it helps soften the lines. Just like that. Simple but effective. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you found this video helpful, and you can follow me on the links provided. Bye.